A very good morning to you, wherever you are. This is Machakos County, and welcome to the first leg of the Athletics Kenya Betika cross country series. And a fresh dawn greets the rolling fields of Machakos Teachers Training College. And of course, the season kicks off here in Machakos, and the dreams from the dirt trails and every strides makes a statement. And it is the opening stanza of Kenya's build-up towards the 2026 World Cross Country Championships to be held in Florida, United States of America. From the fearless to under-20 prodigies to testing their limits to the seasoned warriors chasing glory, today Loops will write the first chapter of the season story, and this is happening right here at the Machakos Teachers Training College on the foot of the Iveti Hills all the way to Kathiani. Wherever you are, welcome aboard, and this promises to be a very good day. Quite chilly weather here in Machakos. Temperatures are running below 17 degrees Celsius, quite windy, and of course no sunshine. That means that brace yourself for a very cold Machakos morning, and we'll be running to the PM when we'll be having the seniors happening. And just on your screens is the under 26 kilometers women's race taking place right now, and it's just ended, and we'll be handing over to Charity to speak to the winners, of course the podium finishers in this very category, the 6 kilometers under 20 women that had just ended moments ago. There's the 8 kilometers men under 20, the senior men's race, and of course the loop races that will be coming up later on. So if you're joining us, brace yourself for a very good day of athletics, and the season starts just now. Running through the program, we'll have of course right now the 6 kilometers under 20 women's race that have just ended. Then that will be followed by the under 28 kilometers men's race before ushering in the loop both for the men and women, and then the senior 10 kilometers both men and women will be taking place. Remember, this is the first leg of the cross country series that is happening here at the Machakos Teachers Training College, and this starts the season. A couple of interviews lined up by Charity at the moment. We'll be hearing what they have she has to say about it, and we await for the winners who have been lined up. And just to quote what Team Kenya coach Julius Kiro said, that any athlete who wants to represent the country at the World Cross Country Championships next year must participate in at least 3 legs of this cross country series. So so many things coming up, and we just began the season here in Machakos. We'll be heading to Kalau and all other areas, so it is going to be a very busy season of athletics. Remember, the World Athletics Championships happen next month in Tokyo, but the World Cross Country Championships will happen in Florida, USA in January next year. So we are ready for the interviews. Will be Charity is lining up the interviews. We'll be getting to know what these young athletes have to say after the stellar performances here in Machakos. Things that will be happening in a bit. But first of all, the race that is currently on your screens is the 20 kilometers under 20 women, a 6 kilometer race, 3 laps on this course. And as we wait for Charity to speak to the winners, I understand it's Cynthia Chepkirui who's won the 6 kilometers under 20 women's race. She will be talking to Charity, who is on the course side, to have a few things to talk about. So Cynthia Chepkirui, winner of this first race of the day, representing Lemotit Camp. So Cynthia Chepkurui, congratulations, and I'm handing over to Charity.
Mungu kwa sababu ameniwezesha nikuwe position 1. Mbio ya leo haikuwa rahisi but ni hali ya kuvumilia.
Tunakaribia Florida cross country Januari tarehe 10. Una mpangilio gani at least ku make sure utakumeenda kwa team?
Kwa mpango yangu sai naomba tu Mungu anipe afya nzuri ndio niwezeshe kukata team ya World Cross Country. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. I'm also joined by number 2, who is Joylin. Joylin, congratulations. Joylin, uliweza kushinda bronze medal uko Nigeria kwa 3000 meter flat na leo performance umeweza kumaliza number 2 kwa podium. Una feel aje?
Ya kwanza ningependa kumshukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa ulinzi wake na upendo wake. Ya pili ningependa kumshukuru tena Mungu kwa ameniwezesha siku ya leo mpaka nikuwe position 2. So race ya leo haikuwa rahisi na weta tena haikuwa smart vile. Ni hali ya kuvumilia tu. Nashukuru Mungu.
Aya, World Cross Country Championships iko karibu. Mpangilio wako ni gani at least kama vile leo umeweza kukimbia, ni nini umeona iko chini kidogo utaenda kuimprove?
Siku ya leo nimekimbia nikaona penye naenda kuimprove ni finishing, na nashukuru tena my mentor Betika Chebet, tulikuwa tuna train na before nikuja hapa. Nashukuru sana kwa support yenye amenisupport kwa mazoezi. Nashukuru sana.
All the best and congratulations.
Asante.
Okay, I'm also joined by number 3. Jane Wangari was position 3 in the 3000 meter flat during the Nakuru weekend meet that we had earlier on in the year. Wangari, una feel aje leo kuhusu kumaliza number 3?
Nashukuru Mungu maana biashara haikuwa rahisi and I have done my best.
Sasa vile umeweza kukimbia leo ndo race yako ya kwanza ya cross country. Pengine tukiendelea hivi kwa sababu tuko na World Cross Country Championships inakuja. Mpangilio wako ni gani?
Ya kwanza narudi kwa mazoezi. Ya pili nitangangana tu nione na venye tangia.
Okay, all the best na congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, those were our top 3 winners. Top 3 podium finishers. Earlier on we had Cynthia Chepkurui, who won the Sirikwa and the Chepsaita cross country, and also we had Joylin, who won in the 3000 meter flat in the under 20 category for the women, and Jane Wangari, who took 3rd position, and she finished 3rd during the Nakuru weekend meet. Over to you, Mulemi, as we focus on the 8 kilometers for men.
Interviews there, Joylin Chepkemoi, Cynthia Chepkurui, and of course Jane Wangari, podium finishers in the under 20 the under 26 kilometer race. Cynthia Chepkurui, of course, she won in the Sirikwa Classic. Then the Chepsaita, Joylin Chepkemoi, recently won the bronze medal in the 3000 meters flat at the Africa Junior Athletics Championship held in Nigeria last month. And Jane Wangari finished 3rd during the trials at the Afra Stadium in Nakuru. So familiar names here coming to dominate this first leg of the Athletics Kenya Betika Cross Country Series. And it's all happening here at the Machakos Teachers Training College as we gear up for the 8 kilometers under 20 men's race that is coming up in a bit. Just to remind you, the 6 kilometers under 20 women's race ended with Cynthia Chepkurui, a winner in Sirikwa and Chepsaita, coming first ahead of Joylin Chepkemoi, who won the bronze medal during the Africa under 18, under 20 athletics championships in Nigeria, and Jane Wangari, who finished 3rd in the trials, finishing 3rd. So that is how it went in the 6 kilometers under 20 women's race, and we are turning attention to the men's race that begins just in a bit. And just for the records, Cynthia Chepkurui wins for the first time here in Machakos, because last year we had other winners in this category: Yvonne Chepchirchir, Lona Cherono, and Florence Chepsik winning finishing on the podium in this under 26 kilometer race. So new winners here in Machakos, taking over from Yvonne Chepchirchir, Lona Cherono, and Florence Chepkoech. And The 8 kilometers men's race begins in a bit. I can see on my far right the athletes lining up, warming up, and ready for action here. Remember the winners from last time: Silas Inchura, Simon Mayo coming in second, and Clinton Getich coming in third. So who's gonna take to the podium? We'll wait to see here. If you're running down to Machakos, remember it's chilly. Make sure you carry your jacket. It's too cold down here, but not a cold day for athletics, because this is maybe what we expect when the World Cross-Country Championships come in January 2026. But this is the start of the 8 kilometers men's race. Who's going to take over from Silas Enchura, Simon Mayo, and Clinton Getich? Are we going to have the same lineup or new finishers, podium finishers in this one? Getting final instructions from the officials before the start. Last time we had this season beginning in October. We had the 10 leg, the All Kalau, we had the Kisii leg, and of course here in Machakos. The start of the 8 kilometers under 20 men's race is just about. And there we go, the start of the 8 kilometers under 20 men's race. A single file. Currently, this will be reducing definitely. The number, the leading pack will be determined just after a few laps. Remember, it is the 8 kilometers. The men do 8 kilometers and the ladies, rather women, do the 6 kilometers. And it's all happening here at the Machakos Teachers Training College as we brace the cold weather to see athletics action at its best. Just a reminder, Cynthia Chepkirui winning the 6 kilometers under 20 women's title ahead of Joylyn Chepkemoi and Jane Wangari. Jane Wangari finished third during the national trials in the 10,000 meters in Nakuru last month before, and Cynthia Chepkirui winner during the Chepsaita cross-country series, and also winning the same during the Sirikwa Classic. The awards also coming in thick and fast. It's a season where many of these athletes appreciate the efforts from the sponsors and Athletics Kenya at large. Just to pass through some of the results from the previous competition held here. In the 10-kilometer race, Asbel Kiprop emerged winner. That is the senior men's 10-kilometer race, ahead of Francis Abong, Victor Kipruto, Edwin Bet, and Naibei Kipruto. In the 10 kilometers women's race, Maureen Jepkoech finished first ahead of Christine Joki and Esther Chemtai. And in the junior category, Silas Centura emerged victorious ahead of Simon Mayua and Clinton Ngetich. Cynthia Chepkurui, Joylene Chepkemoi and Jen Wangari have dethroned Yvonne Chepchirchir, Lona Cherono and Florence Cheptik. Remember, the Athletics Kenya Betika cross-country series is a multi-leg series held across various regions in Kenya and always highly competitive and a key stepping stone towards the national and international events. Last year we had the Machakos leg, we had the All Kalau leg, the Eldoret Sports Club held the nationals, and that will also be happening this year on October 29th when we have the national trials, which come the national championship, and a team will be selected to represent the country at the World Cross Country Championships to be held in Florida. So part of the calendar reads like today we are here at the Machakos Teachers Training College for the first leg of the series, and then we'll have the county championships coming up in the next 2 weeks. That is on 23rd of August, before heading to All Kalau on September the 6th for the second leg of the cross country. The regional championships will be held on September 27th, with the the national championships on October 25th at the Eldoret Sports Club. But right now it's time to know who's gonna have it, who's gonna carry the day in this 8 kilometers men race, the under 20 category that is happening at this finish, one lap on this loop. As expected, they'll do 4 loops. Remember, one loop is 2 kilometers. So they'll have to go around this course 4 times and determine who's the winner. So still too close to call as they square out here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. And you can clearly see the race shaping up. Quite a packed field up front. But then some athletes falling way back. The pace is slowly gathering. The pace is getting higher, getting faster, and you look at them right now is that if you're not with the leading pack, then it's going to be very difficult for you to catch up with them. And as usual, those well prepared will be yearning for victory here. Push and shove, but all happening here. So we expected 38 athletes to take part in this 8 kilometers under 20 men's race with the likes of David Mungela, Victor Katuño, Anthony Mutiso. We'll also have the 10-kilometer senior women's race that has attracted close to 57 athletes. The men's senior race has attracted 147, actually 186 for the senior men's race. For the 2-kilometer loop women race, we'll have 16 participants. Faith Mukonyo, Caroline Mwende, Doreen Waka, the national champion over the 100 meters, Anastasia Selayan, Dorothy Ndunge, Dorcas Jeptekeny, Karen Jepchumba, Faith Nduku, just some of the athletes that will be running in the 2-kilometer loop race. In the men's category, we'll have 48 athletes. The likes of Cosmas Kiplegat, Edward Manangoi leading the line. alongside the likes of Vincent Gwachi, Mark Ekirudi, Napeyok, Patrick Kiprono. Just some of the names to watch out here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. So if you're joining us, this is the second race of the day, the 8 kilometers under 20 men's race. We're done with the 6 kilometers under 20 women's race with Cynthia Chepkirui emerging victorious. Remember, after this, the county championships will be taking place on August 29th before the All Kalau leg, which is the second leg of this cross-country series in All Kalau, Nyandarua County. Beautiful images there showing how the athletes are gliding through these dusty conditions here at the Machakos Teachers Training College, just on the foot of the Iveti Hills that go all the way to Kathiani. That's the leading pack of this 8 kilometers under 20 men's race. So 6 in the leading pack. I'll be updating you who is actually leading. So the first, the leading pack, fighting all the way. The battle is now down to 5. Quite tactical at the moment. And you can feel that the adrenaline is fast creeping in, and you look at these athletes, each one of them is very, very much capable of winning this one. Festus Kimoro Kaptum now leading the pack in the 8 kilometers under 20 men's race. So Festus leading the way. It's down to 4 as they glide through the last lap of this one on this beautiful course. Dusty conditions, but still a very good place to test your limits. After this, we'll have the senior women's race. That will be 10 kilometers on this course before navigating through and paving way for the men's edition. So Festus still in the lead. It's down to 4 right now. This is the last lap on this one. Festus showing fearless front running and he's been doing that for quite a while. As you can see right now, it's down to 6. The elastic chase is on, but it will take something special to close the gap, because the front two runners are really making sure that they control this race. I'm sure somewhere in between there'll be a burst of pace. The weather not really friendly for these athletes, but they'll have just to make sure that they do what they have to do to get it done. No muddy patches, just dust and grass. Festus still dictating who is gonna take this to the wire. It's Festus Kimoro, born on 7th of June 2006, so he is having a great time here. Look at the running style, very composed, as Festus tries to shrug off Charles Kiboino, who is currently in second in the black bib. So Festus in first, Charles Kiboino in second place. Oh, Charles takes a stumble, Festus takes the advantage. So Festus extending those strides here. Look at this young man. He looks so composed and it's so determined. And Charles, even after falling down, has actually caught up with Festus. And in third place is a man born in 2008, Kevin Kiprop Biwott, who now closes the gap between Festus and Charles. So the 1, 2, 3, Festus, Charles, and Kelvin Kiprop Biwott. Charles representing Central Rift. Kelvin Biwott also from Central. And Festus, Central Rift. So one region in the leading pack. And right now it's Charles Kiboino, assuming the lead for the first time. Remember, this is the 8-kilometer under 20 men's race. Here at the Dusty Machakos Teachers Training College course. Oh, that comes in fun. Chilling weather here at the Iveti, on the foot of the Iveti Hills. So it is Charles, Kelvin, Francis, who's going to take it to the wire. Very technical race this one, but Festus now assumes the lead with Charles in second and Kelvin in third place. Spectators and on, of course, streaming in here, waiting to see who's going to be the next star. Also time to catch up if you've not met your friend in a while. In a chat with Charity earlier on today, Rebecca Mwangi, who is the 10,000 meter silver medalist, says she plans to use this season to pursue her coveted place in the national team. Remember, the National World Cross Country Championships will be held in Florida next year. And if you love track, then the World Championship, the World Athletics Championship, take place between the September 13th and 21 in Tokyo, Japan. And Rebecca Mwangi, who closed a personal best of 31 minutes 35.16 seconds in the 10,000 meters, says she wants to endure, to focus on speed work and complement her endurance. And that is Festus coming in very nicely. Charles falling way back, but it is Kelvin who will be coming in second as it stands. So that is Festus Kimoro Kaptum, the winner of the under 28 kilometer race. Kelvin Kiprop comes in second, and in third place is Charles Kiboino. So Festus Kimoro Kaptum wins it with Nicholas coming in fourth, but Kevin Kiprop claims silver, with Charles Kiboino winning bronze. So that signals the end of the 8 kilometers under 20 men's race, with Festus Kimoro Kaptum winning in spectacular fashion. As they say, rehydration is a must, and Festus is the new winner of the 8 kilometers men's race, dethroning Silas Centura, Simon Mayo, and Clinton Ngetich. So we have new winners, and Festus, of course, winning this one, and he will be speaking to Charity alongside Kelvin and Charles. Beautiful images there of the Iveti Hills. Quite a number, running from Machakos town to Kathiani. So Festus Kaptum, winner of the 8 kilometers under 20 men's race. Kelvin Kiprop coming in second, and Charles Kiboino coming in third. So after the 8 kilometers under 20 men's race, we'll have the senior women's race, the men's senior race, and then we'll have the loop. So we're ready. We're lining up the interviews with Charity in a bit. So we're lining up the interviews in a bit, and then we'll be heading back to action as more athletes run towards the finishing line. So we are ready for the interviews with the podium finishers in the 8 kilometers under 20 men's race, and Charity has lined up. First of all, we start with Festus.
naona Mungu asante. Sikuwa najua nitawini leo. Ni Mungu tu tunaweka mbele kwa sababu ya hii ya leo. Yeah.
Vile leo umekimbia, ni nini pengine unaona utaenda kurekebisha kidogo vile season inaendelea, at least ukue at a better place maybe for Team Kenya kwenda World Cross Florida?
Yeah. Sikukuwa ya kwenda jede. Ilikuwa nimetoka kiasi. So nimerudi. So nimeenda kufanya mazoezi vizuri. Sasa leo nang'ang'ana nikata World Cross and next. Yeah.
All the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm joined by number 2, who is Ronald Kipkoech. Ronald, congratulations, umeweza kumaliza wa pili. Una feel aje kuhusu performance yako ya leo?
Na feel poa juu nimepata namba 2. Nashukuru Mungu kwa vile nimekimbia hadi nikachukua namba 2.
So ukirudi ni nini pengine utarudi urekebishe at least vile tunaendelea na cross country series ensure performance yako iko sawa?
Naenda kufanya focus na mazoezi ili niweze niingie ni World Cross Country.
All the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm joined also by number 3, Kelvin Kiprop, who won Chepsaita and Sirikwa cross country. He was hoping to do a repeat here in Machakos. Kelvin, una feel aje kuhusu performance ya leo?
Na feel poa. Yeah.
Na tukielekea kuko na World Cross Country pale itakuwa Florida, USA. Unajipanga kivipi kimazoezi after kuangalia leo vile umeperform?
Najipanga poa. Niweze ni train vizuri. Alafu ni World Cross Country.
Na hii season umejifunza nini mpaka kufikia hadi wa leo?
Nafanya mazoezi, nafanya speed walk vizuri, ili walk poa, na naweza kuchukua nambari 3 leo. Yeah.
All the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. And those were our top 3 finishers. We had Festus Kaptum and Ronald Kipkoech taking number 2. And also we had Kelvin Kiprop, the winner for Sirikwa and Chepsaita cross country, taking the 3rd position. Over to you, Mulemi, as we continue with the next race.
So new winners of the 8 and of course the winner from the Chepsaita cross country tour, that was Kelvin Kiprop, who today was unlucky finishing 3rd, but that is what happened at the 8 kilometers men's race, at the under 20 men's race here at the Machakos Teachers Training College on the foot of Iveti Hills. And those are the beautiful images of the Machakos town, should be called Machakos City very soon. And we are back to action here at the Machakos Teachers Training College for the 3rd event of the day. Assumably it will be the senior women's 10-kilometer race. 5 laps on this one. Remember, 1 loop of this is 2 kilometers. So this is the first series of this one. First leg of the series. Last year we had Maureen Jepkoech winning the 10 kilometers women's race, with Christian Joki coming in 2nd and Esther Chemtai coming in 3rd. And if you love the track and field, the party begins on 13th of September. That is the Machakos County town. The beautiful scenes there of the Machakos town. Remember, we are just before you go to town. On your left from Nairobi is Machakos Teachers Training College. Also, to remind you, there will be cash awards for the podium finishers. Be confirming the figure in a bit, but if you're joining us, we are live from Machakos Teachers Training College on the outskirts of Machakos town. Chilly weather here, but everything going according to plan. The awards courtesy of Betika, who are the official sponsors of Athletics Kenya Cross Country Series. as we await for the start of the next event. Remember, we are done with the junior categories, the under 26 kilometer race for the women and the under 28 kilometer race. And some athletes yet to complete the 8 kilometer race. This is where I tell you that the rubber, the spikes meet the grass. Festa Kimoro, winner of the 8 kilometers men's race, born on 7th of June 2006. He finished ahead of Ronald Kipkoech, born on 24th of October 2007 from South Rift, and the reigning Chepsaita cross country champion is Kelvin Kiprop, who came in third here in Machakos. So there they are, getting the rewards from Athletics Kenya and Betika. And they've been awarded by Gideon Nyangechi, chairman of the Nairobi Athletics Kenya branch. So that is Robert, Kelvin, and Francis Festus, Festus Kiptum, Ronald Kipkorir, and Kelvin Kiprop. We'll also be having interviews. And those are the drone images of Machakos town. Beautiful town, green, a place where you'll all be wanting to visit in the near future. Good job there by all those involved. So I'm made to understand that the 2 kilometer loop race for the women will be taking place, but then Charity is with good news. Over to you, Charity.
First of all, we want to tell the whole world that the Athletics Kenya Cross Country Series kicked off earlier than expected because of the world program that is happening. We know that this year we are going to USA in January for World Cross Country Championships that was rescheduled from the earlier as we know. It usually happens on March or February, and therefore it goes without saying that every program will be adjusted backwards. And as you know, there's a lot of processes that goes about in terms of acquiring visas, preparing the team, and all those things. So we have to do a back-to-back events that are maybe done in a speedy way so that we can comply to those regulations. And therefore, immediately after here, we'll go to Kapsokwany on 6th of this coming month. We'll go to Kapsokwany, we'll do another series. From there, we'll go to Olkalau. And from Olkalau, we climax it in the series in Kericho. And then the counties and regions will be happening concurrently with our series. In between the series, cross countries and regions will be happening, and also counties. We'll do our nationals on 25th of October in Eldoret. And I think on that 25th of October, we'll be naming also the Team Kenya that will represent us in USA World Cross Country. And we'll climax it there. And the series will be over, the cross country season will be over, and we jump directly to track and field events. We have build-up events for track and field, and you know Betika are sponsoring the Bingwa Fest Bingwa Fest encompasses very many sports. That is why we are looping in our series, and that is exactly what happens.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Tanui.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that was Mr. Tanui explaining to us how the competition has been planned. Over to you, Mulemi, as we start off with the 2-kilometer loop for men.
The 2-kilometer women's loop race begins right now. It's fast and furious. Only one lap on this course. And I can see the national champion over the 100 meters, Doreen Walker, also trying out in this one. Remember, this is the perfect pre-season for all these athletes, and they normally use this as the perfect opportunity of shaping up towards national and international events. So this is the 2-kilometer loop race for the women here at the Machakos Teachers Training College, the venue for the first leg of this cross-country series that will be culminated by the national championship come the trials for the World Cross-Country Championships in Eldoret. So no usual names in this one. Remember, some of these athletes are actually in camp preparing for the World Athletics Championships. So some familiar names will be missing in this one, but then Kenya having a large pool of talent, huge numbers. Like I can tell you, 190 preparing for the 10-kilometer senior men's race, 84 for the 10-kilometer senior women's race, and now it is the loop race for the women, and it is taking shape fast and furious here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. So Karen Chapngeno dictating proceedings at the moment as they go downhill. The men also coming up in a bit. So Caroline Mwende and Karen Chapngeno, that is Karen Chapngeno leading the race, the 25-year-old from South Rift. Remember, this is only one lap. Karen Chapngeno pulling those strides. She specializes in the 800 and the 1,500 meters and has a personal best of 2 minutes 12.71 seconds in the 800 meters, achieved on 26th of April this year at the Nyayo National Stadium. And in the 1,500 meters, she has a personal best of 4 minutes 18.76 seconds, achieved also this year at the Nyayo National Stadium. That was on the 20th of June. The 25-year-old has been tipped to take to rule the world in the 800 meters before. We're yet to see that materialize, but has put on solid performances both on track and cross country, and she's now showing it here at the Machakos Teachers Training College in this 2-kilometer loop race. She's extending a lead. You can see 4, 5, 6 meters ahead of her closest challenger. So Karen Chapngeno she knows that she has this as she runs uphill. Very confident. That is Karen Chapngeno She won the women's 5,000 meters title in Nakuru in April in a time of 15 minutes, 28.6 seconds. And in June, she made a return to the international competition at the FBK World Continental Tour in Hengelo, Netherlands. And she competed in the 3,000 meters steeplechase. But right now, she knows she has the chance of winning this 2-kilometer loop race as she comes home to win that one. Your winner, Karen Chepngeno. That is Karen Chepngeno, who's just won the 2-kilometer loop race. She's just added yet another crown to her beautiful and sterling career. These are places where she looks for form before she earns that global ranking that is yet to come. Remember, in 2022, Karen ran in the Frankfurt Marathon, so she's both experienced on track and on the and of course in cross country. As you can see, that is Karen walking towards the mix zone where she'll be speaking to Charity Wanja. Put on a dominant show. Jacinta Abese came in second. She represents the prison department. And in third place, Josephine Sembeo, Mancha. So Josephine came in third. And the lady from the prison department, Jacinta Abese, came in second with Karen Chepngeno winning the 2-kilometer loop race. And on your screens right now is the lineup for the men's 2-kilometer loop race, a race that last time out was dominated by Reynald Cheriot, who's not here today because he's preparing for the World Athletics Championships to be held from the 13th to 21st of September in Tokyo, Japan. So we are just lining up a few interviews as the 2-kilometer men loop race begins. I can see athletes really wanting to go for this one. So we are ready for the interviews, and Charity will be speaking to Karen Chepngeno, winner of the 2 kilometers loop race. So over to you, Charity.
Nafurahia, it has been my vision that one time I'll be the winner of any event. Last year I participated in cross country 10K, and in track I participated in 800 and 15, and I perfected my 800. And that's when I decided that this cross country of 2026, I must participate in 2K and I must the winner. And now it's my happiness that I became the winner of this cross country 2K. Yeah.
So going back, what will you be focusing on to ensure that we have the World Cross Country coming up in January on 10th? What will you be focusing on to ensure that you're among those who will be making in the team?
I'll go back, we talk with my coach and strategize my preparation towards the World Cross Country. Yeah.
Okay, all the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm also joined by number 2 who is Jacinta Abese. Jacinta, congratulations, umeweza kumaliza wa pili. Ulikuwa umejiandaa vipi kuhusu race ya leo?
Sikuwa nimejiandaa, nilikuwa nimekuja tu kama mazoezi, lakini bahati mzuri Mungu amenisaidia, nimechukua nambari ya pili.
Okay, all the best and congratulations.
Asante.
Okay, we are joined by number 3 who is Josephine Sembeu. Josephine, congratulations. Hapa ni nyumbani?
Yes.
Una feel aje umeweza kumaliza podium hapa nyumbani?
Na feel vizuri, ila nimeanza late. I was expecting to be number 1 but unfortunately I am number 3. Next time I will try. And this is my first time to run 2K. I usually run 6 kilometers, but this is my first time I run 2 kilometers. So I saw I can make it.
Okay, all the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, those were our top 3 finishers in the 2-kilometer loop. We had Karen Chepngeno, Jacinta Abese, and Josephine Sembeu. Over to you, Mulemi, as we continue with the 10-kilometer for men.
Thank you very much, Charity. It is the men's time to see who will be the new winner of this 2-kilometer loop men's race, and it's all happening here in Machakos. This is the 3rd event of the day. Remember, we've had the 6 kilometers under 20 women, there's 8 kilometers under 20 men, and the 2-kilometer loop women's race that just ended with Karen Chepngeno finishing ahead of Jacinta and Josephine in that order. So those are the men battling out for the 2-kilometer loop race. It's only 1 lap, fast and furious, no second chances. So this gonna be working towards some of these names, as great names have also come out of this one. Let's wait to see who reigns supreme in this one as they glide through this course here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. They're being urged on by their coaches, kindly make it faster, post faster times. It's just a pre-season, though we know it's been a very busy year for athletes. Competing from actually October up to this moment, no breaks, nothing. So this is going to be very interesting. The 2-kilometer race. Very much tight. It's really, really tight. And those are the podium finishers in the 2-kilometer loop race. That is Karen Chepngeno, Jacinta, and Josephine in that order. So Karen in the middle, sandwiched by Josephine and Jacinta. Back to action. It's the 2-kilometer loop race for the men. Long time ago it used to be a relay, but Athletics Kenya thought it wise to have the loop races so that the best performers over the series are named for the World Cross Country event. It's getting closer, getting faster and intense, this 2-kilometer men's race. So there we go. It's getting faster, hotter, and it is David Toroitich who is trying so hard to stay away from the rest to win this one. David Toroitich celebrates to clinch victory in this 2-kilometer loop race. David Toroitich from Central Rift claiming victory in this one. Man born on 2nd of March 2004. There you go, David Kipkoech Toroitich winning this 2-kilometer race. David Toroitich is the winner of this 2-kilometer men's race. And the award ceremony is also happening now for the 2 kilometers loop race for the women. So the winner in that one was Karen Chepngeno, sandwiched by Jacinta Abese and Josephine. That is Josephine Sembeyo, 5,000 shillings after that great last lap, and that is Jacinta Abese. Jacinta Abese finished second, and of course the winner Karen Chepngeno. Karen Chepngeno celebrating her victory with a check from the sponsors of this event. So winner of the 2-kilometer race, loop race, David Toroitich, the tall figure of the winner. The winner of this 2-kilometer loop race. And be waiting to hear what Mr. Toroitich has to say after claiming victory in this 2-kilometer loop race. And the women are also getting ready for the senior 10-kilometer race, jogging towards the starting point. So we wait for the start of the 10-kilometer senior women's race, and also lining up interviews for the winners, rather the podium finishers in the 2-kilometer loop race. And Charity, of course, will be lining up the interviews in a bit. You can see Charity, she's ready to speak to the winner, Mr. David Toroitich. And Charity, if you're ready, take it away.
Feel aje kuhusu performance ya leo?
Niko na furaha sababu nimechukua 2 kilomita. Nimetrain na trainer wangu. Nashukuru sana coach. Chuo amenitrain nipige fat leg, heel walk na speed walk. Yes.
All the best and congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you. And then we have number 2, who is Solomon Kimtai. Solomon, congratulations. Unafeel aje kuhusu performance ya leo?
Performance ya leo si mbaya. Tumeanza season vizuri. Tutatumia 2K kama builder. Ndipo tuweze kukimbia vizuri wakati wa uwanja.
Sasa tukielekea World Cross.
Natumai kitambo ifike World Cross, nitakuwa nimejitayarisha vizuri. Natumai nitafanya vyema.
Okay. All the best and congratulations. I'm also joined by number 3, who is Ezekiel Ataya. Ezekiel Ataya, unafeel aje kuhusu ya leo na mpangilio wako ndio uweze at least kumake kwa timu ya World Cross itakuwa ni gani?
Okay, leo mimi nasikia siku mbaya. Nashukuru Mungu kwa sababu ya matokeo ya leo. Na pia maandalizi ya World Cross naenda kutia bidii mahali ambapo sikuwa nimekaribia. Yes.
Okay. All the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, those were our top 3 finishers in the 2-kilometer loop for men. Over to you, Mlemi, as we start off with the women 10-kilometer race.
The second event, the first actually of the senior category, the 10-kilometer women's race. Quite a packed field here from the lineup. Talking of close to 89 runners in this one, getting the final instructions before the storm. It is the 10-kilometer senior women's race, and we are ready for the start. Getting the final instructions before the start of this one. So, a rich field of talent, expectations, and everything you need to know will be happening here. Who will be the new champion in the 10-kilometer senior women's race? Maureen Jepkoech, Christine Joki, and Esther Chemtai, winners last time. Maureen Jepkoech clocked 36 minutes, 22.9 seconds ahead of Christine Joki. It was a close finish, 10 seconds apart, 36 minutes, 32.2 seconds, and Esther Chemtai, 37 minutes, 13.7 seconds. That was the podium finish for this 10-kilometer senior women's race, but expect more fireworks this time round as the women battle it out. This time round at the Machakos Teachers Training College. So 5 loops on this one, 2 kilometers as they glide through the dusty field here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. The second last event of the day. Remember, after this we'll have the senior 10 kilometers men's race. Being informed that there'll also be a couple of interviews lined up, and we'll be joining Charity in a bit. Remember, so many young athletes coming up, some of them on scholarships, and we'll be getting a few insights from what happens out there. And Charity has lined up an interview with one Brian Musau from the Oklahoma University, a student athlete who will be sharing the insights and, of course, enjoying the races here. Over to you, Charity. I know there's plenty to talk about, but let's hear from the man himself.
And also the outdoor. How do you balance the two?
You know, it's all about commitment, and then having like coach, and then the system out there is favoring the athletes, so they are fixing your classes and your training, so you can manage them. So it's manageable doing it when you get like a system that is supporting sports and education. Yeah.
Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Okay. That was Brian Musau, a student athlete at the Olkahoma University, specializing in exercise and sport. He's hoping that he'll be able to give back to the community after he's finished and also having retired from the sport. Over to you, Mlemwi, as we continue with the 10-kilometer race.
Of what happens there, and I know that might interest one or two students who also want to get those scholarships and become student athletes in the United States. Quite a number, the likes of Ishmael Kirui, who is also one of the star names, who is currently in the United States as a student athlete. Opportunities for the young people, and they've grabbed them very, very well as we glide through the first lap of these 10 kilometers. Award ceremony is also happening on the other side. That is Ezekiel Etaya, who finished third in the 2-kilometer loop men's race. Solomon Kimtai, who came in second. Solomon Kimtai, the man from NIS, emerged second, and he'll be walking home with 7,000 Kenya shillings, courtesy of Betika, through their initiative Betika na Community, Jukwaa la Mabingwa. And David Koech, Toroitich, 10,000 shillings richer, won the 2-kilometer loop race here. So David Toroitich Koech walking home with 10,000 Kenya shillings, courtesy of Betika, who are the main sponsors of this event. Photo session displaying the dummy checks as the women glide through this course as they finish the first lap of this 10-kilometer senior women's race. This is an event that attracts masses, attracts the best, and a very good session for the pre-season. I know the athletes have barely rested this time round because of so many races that began. This last season began in October all the way to February. And right now, we've just begun the season just because there is the World Athletics Championships coming up next month and the World Cross Country Championships coming in January. So no time to rest. And these athletes know really well what to do and when to do it. As they go downhill on this course, which has been perfectly manicured, especially for this event. The brown blades of grass just symbolize that it is a dry season here in Machakos, and currently in the lead in this one. So there'll be 5 laps of this one.
First cross country in our national calendar in cross country.
Rebecca Njeri Mwangi, who recently spoke to Charity. She is right there in the leading pack, and she's been one of the most consistent athletes, runners from last season. Rebecca Mwangi now in second place. Special number on Habib. So Rebecca Mwangi hopes that this will be her perfect opportunity to actually get into the conversation once again. She's now in 4th place. Everything starts to take shape. It is this around 6.5 laps to go in this one. Last year we had Maureen Jepkoech winning ahead of Christine Njoki and Esther Chemtai. Will we have the same happening, or it will be a completely new lineup? Can see clearly from the drone image, the drone footage, that the field is being separated. 7 leading the pack, with the rest trying to close by. For the record, the 46th edition of the World Cross Country Championship will take place on January 10th next year. That's 2026 at the Tallahassee, Florida, the Appalachia Regional Park. And it will be the first time the championship will be held in the United States of America since 1992, where with Boston hosting at that time. There'll be the mixed relay, the world under 20 women's race, under 20 men's race, the senior men and women's race. Rebecca Mwangi in 2nd place. So, slowly taking shape. So Rebecca Mwangi in 2nd place. Maureen Jepkoech, who actually won this series here in Machakos. She's leading. She knows this course. Rebecca Mwangi, the national champion in the cross country, is in 2nd place. This is going to be very interesting. So Maureen, will she be defending her check? She checks over her shoulder to see where Rebecca Mwangi is. Rebecca Mwangi, remember, is the national champion, and this is going to be very, very interesting. It's Prison versus KDF. Maureen Jepkoech stretching that lead. Rebecca Mwangi closing in. Still early days though, but it's slowly taking shape. Shall we witness history unfolding as Maureen glides through? The Machakos Teachers Training College, where Maureen Jepkoech will be aiming to defend her title. Last time out, she won in a time of 36 minutes, 22.9 seconds, and she's well on course to that because she's stretching her lead. And Rebecca Mwangi, the national champion, trying to so hard to ensure that she closes by. But then look at the form in which Maureen Jepkoech is in. She knows this course. She won here last time out in October last year. She knows she's very much capable of pulling an upset here. The defending champion falling way back, but let's wait and see. Will it be Maureen Jepkoech yet again, or will it be Rebecca Mwangi, the national champion in the cross country, winning this 10-kilometer senior women's race? So it is Rebecca and Maureen. Still a close one, but Maureen looks to be in great shape. You can feel that she has this in her nerves and she's pulling away. Rebecca Mwangi will have to work really hard to see if she can actually close that gap and maybe contest and become the first woman to win this 10-kilometer race in this brand new season. So it is Maureen Jepkoech currently stretching those strides. Rebecca Mwangi in second place currently. So the defending champion Maureen Jepkoech looks to have prepared well for this. The men will also be coming through, but Maureen Chebor, she's still in the lead. As I said, she claimed victory in the senior women's 10-kilometer race here at the Machakos Teachers Training College, clocking an impressive 36 minutes, 22.9 seconds, and she finished ahead of Christine Joki, 36 minutes, 32.2 seconds. That was last year, and she continued her winning streak as she dominated the Caps of Coin cross-country event. There she improved her time, running in a time of 34 minutes, 5.87 seconds, and finishing strongly ahead of Catherine Relin and Relin Meringor. She's such a good and talented athlete. You can see how she's running, really confident. She knows she's able to dominate this, and she started her season just as she wanted. Rebecca Mwangi quite back. Maureen has also won the Elgeyo Marakwet Cross Country Championship at the Iten Sports Ground, so she knows exactly how to glide through this one. And with the young age, we know she's very much able to continue with this winning streak. The 21-year-old very confident. You can feel that she was well prepared for this. And just graduated to the senior levels. And look at our recent victories in Machakos, Caps of Konya, and the 10 cross-country events, and has a very unique way of running a strategy, tactical pacing with strong finishing kicks, and she knows she's got all those strengths and very much able to conquer the world.
Ndiye anaongoza kwa sasa na ndiye aliyekuwa mshindi wa mwaka uliopita hapa katika uga huu.
So that is Maureen Chebor, Jep Korir. Rebecca Mwangi will really have to work hard to catch up with Maureen because she's very strong heading into the last half of this race. With a personal best of 14 minutes, 58.59 seconds, achieved last year in Austria, Vienna, in the 5,000 meters. She also has achieved uh, 15 minutes 16 seconds in the 5-kilometer road race that was achieved last year on April the 20th, and also posted 32 minutes 9 seconds in the 10 kilometers race in Wolfsburg in Germany. Maureen, a versatile talent, both on track and on the road. And right now she shows that she's very, very much able to take this all the way. So Maureen Jepkoech is taking this in a very spectacular fashion, this race. The 21-year-old has stretched the field, and it will be very hard to say that she's gonna be, it will be difficult to say that she's gonna be beaten in this one. Several discipline forces represented here: the National Youth Service, Prison Department, National Youth Service, the Kenya Defense Forces. So this is an event that brings together all athletics clubs and disciplined forces. You can see quite a huge contingent of National Youth Service athletes here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. And that's the leader, Maureen Jepkoech. Just fell 26 seconds to posting a very good time in the 5-kilometer road race in Vienna. And she admits she has to improve in some aspects. Of course, lowering her personal best is her goal. It might start today, and there she is. It's getting warmer here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. Better weather for these athletes, and that is Maureen Jepkoech. She looks really, really in great shape. She is so determined. Rebecca Mwangi quite behind. The distance is growing bigger and bigger. The strides are growing longer and longer for these athletes. Will they even try and catch up? So Rebecca Mwangi in second place. Sandra Phyllis Tuwei is in third place as at the moment. So the battle for second and third is between Sandra Phyllis and Rebecca Mwangi. With Maureen Jepkoech leading the way. Less than 2 laps to go on this course, and one loop of course is 2 kilometers. That is Maureen, who actually won this very race here in October last year, so she's on course to defending her title. So that is Jacqueline Maureen Chabor Jepkoech, who is on course to retaining her title here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. So if you're joining us, it's the 10 kilometers senior women's race, the penultimate event of the day. Remember, the season starts now here in Machakos before heading to the county championships on August 29th. On September 6th, we'll have the All Kalau leg, which will be the second leg of this cross-country series before the regionals and the national championships in October. You can see the men warming up for the last event of the day, that is the 10-kilometer senior men's race. But this is a show, a Maureen show. Sandra Phyllis and Rebecca Mwangi, I assume, will be settling for second and third. We'll see that battle between the two, but Maureen heading into the last few meters of this race. She's gonna be the champion yet again. She led from start and she's going to finish this one. Nobody's closing on her and she's very confident. Look at her, the 21-year-old, racing past the rest, knowing that she has destiny in her own hands and she is ready to dominate this on the 5,000 meter specialist. Heading home, Maureen Jepkoech Chabor. She is being cheered on by the spectators here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. And there she goes. Look at how confident she looks. Maureen Chabor Jepkoech. She is being given a standing ovation by everyone here at the Machakos Teachers Training College as she goes on and on and on. She's gonna defend her title right here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. A spectacular performance from a spectacular athlete, a talented athlete who's been the first athlete to defend her title. Did it in October, does it in August here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. And Sandra Phyllis will come in second, and Rebecca Mwangi, the national champion, will settle for third. So Sandra Phyllis come in second, and Rebecca Mwangi, not her day today, she'll settle for bronze. So Maureen Jepkoech, Sandra Phyllis Chebet, and Rebecca Mwangi in 1, 2, 3 in that format. And there she is. We'll be waiting to hear what she has to say. The defending champion of the 10-kilometer senior men's race. She did it here last year in October. She has done it again. I'm talking about Maureen Jepkoech, Sandra Phyllis settling for second, and Rebecca Mwangi, the national champion, coming in third. I'm sure Rebecca Mwangi will have a few words to say about her performance today, but then it is Maureen Jepkoech's day. She's seated just besides me, Sandra Phyllis, who finished second. She'll also have a few words to talk about her performance today, and we'll have Rebecca Mwangi, the national champion, also coming in and speaking about everything. So as we await for them to cool down a little bit and have a few words talking about their performances, it's been a very, very, very spectacular performance, and we can see all of them having a very, very nice time. Of course, it's about having that exchange of words after this, and we'll be speaking to Maureen, Sandra, Phyllis, and Rebecca in a bit. Charity is lining up the interviews, and we are getting ready. So let's wait and see what happens in the next race. That is the 10-kilometer men's race that will be happening just after this one. It's the last event of the day on this first day, of course, of the cross-country series. And Charity has lined up interviews, and she's with the champion, the reigning champion, the defending champion. She's won it back to back. She's won it back to back, and we are ready for the interviews with Maureen Chepkoech.
Sasa kudefend unafeel aje?
Kwa kweli nashukuru Mungu kwa kunipea afya njema. Hii preparation ya Machakos nimejiprepare. The reason is nilikuwa nataka nikuje ni defend title yangu because nilikuwa mshindi last year. Na nashukuru Mungu kwa kudefend title.
Hii mwaka uliniambia ulifunga pia chapter ya Tokyo baada ya trials za uko Eugene Prefontaine, but ni lesson gani ulijifunza tukielekea hii season utakuwa unarekebisha hapa na pale?
Kwa kweli nilikuwa nimejiprepare sana kwa preparation ya Tokyo, na niliweza nikachaguliwa nikaenda kutafuta time kwa Prefontaine kwa Eugene, na niliweza kuimprove my personal best, na nilifunga that season vizuri, na season yenye najiprepare nayo sasa ni preparation ya cross country. Yeah.
Okay. All the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Also joined by Sandra Phyllis Chebet. Sandra, umeweza kurepresent Kenya katika mbio za cross country, na sasa hii hapo umemaliza number 2 kwa Machakos cross country. Tukielekea world cross, experience gani ndio utakuwa unajitayarisha nao at least ukue among washindani?
Ya kwanza wacha nichukue ifunza, nishukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa maana ametuwezesha sisi wote tumefikia siku ya leo tukiwa salama. Ya pili wacha nishukuru coach wangu kwa maana amenitrain mpaka nimefikia mahali nimefika. Although sije kuwa position 1, but mimi naona mwili inarudi pole pole. Mwili ilikuwa imeenda chini kiasi juu ya kukimbia marathon, lakini coach aliniambia rudi kwa cross country at least upate speed, na mimi naona si mbaya. Mimi nashukuru competitors wenye tulikuwa wote pamoja kwa maana tumekimbia pamoja na nimejua penye niko. Tena mimi nashukuru wakimbiaji wa Limotet wale chipukizi kwa maana wao ndio wananisaidia kwa speed work, na tena mwenye alikuwa namba 1 Cynthia Chepkuru na the rest mimi nawashukuru sana juu hata wao wamefuata vile mimi nafanya, na mimi naona wanakuja vizuri.
All the best and congratulations.
Asante.
Okay, I'm also joined by number 3, who is Jane Wangari, representing the prisons department. Jane, Rebecca Mwangi, sorry. Rebecca Mwangi, uliweza last time kushinda nationals na ukaweza kuset personal best kwa 10,000. Nini hasa umejifunza hii season ndio unajitayarisha katika hii tumeanzia hapa cross country?
Kwanza nashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu kwa siku ya leo. Nimeweza kukimbia na kukuja position 3. Nilikuwa na target position 1 to 10. So I thank God. Bado speed work sikuwa nimepiga kwa saa hii niko courage. So mazoezi bado si hivyo tunafanya sana. Yeah. Sasa natajarisha kwenda kukimbia, kutrain vizuri, nitafuta speed work ndio niweze kuingia Kenya team ya World Cross Country. Yes.
All the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Those were our top finishers in the 10-kilometer race. Earlier on, we had Maureen Chebor. She said that she'll be coming to defend her title, and she managed to defend it. And then we had Sandra Phyllis saying that she had gone down a bit, either speed work because she was preparing for marathon, but she's now Rebecca Mwangi, saying that she was preparing herself to make for the team for the Tokyo, but now the chapter is closed. Now she has to look forward to making it for Team Kenya for the World Cross Country. She'll be working on her speed because she said that she already has the endurance. Over to you, Mulemi, as we start with the final event, which is the 10-kilometer race for the men.
The lineup for the 10-kilometer senior men's race is up, but we have to wait for the rest of the athletes to finish the senior women's race, the 10-kilometer race. Remember, the 10-kilometer men's race is the last event of the day. Last time won by Asbel Kiprop in a time of 32 minutes 11.2 seconds, with Francis Abong coming in second, 32 minutes 14.7 seconds. Victor Kipruto coming third, 32 minutes 17.1 seconds, with Edwin Bett claiming fourth place in 32 minutes 32.6 seconds. Naibei Kipruto came in fifth, 32 minutes 42.4 seconds. Maureen Jepkoech, crowned champion, crowned winner of the 10-kilometer senior women's race for the second time, defending her title here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. So she was followed by Sandra Phyllis and the national champion Rebecca Mwangi. So the women are done for today. The men will cap up the day. So the awards will also be happening in a bit. Everybody waiting to see who will reign supreme in the men's race. We had the under 20 6-kilometer race in the morning, and then we had the 8 kilometers men's race. We had the loop races, both men and women, 2 kilometers, and the senior women's race, the 10-kilometer senior women's race. That was happening, and right now we are getting ready for the 10-kilometer race, as we also await for the award ceremonies to take place right now. Some athletes still competing in the 10-kilometer senior women's race. Remember, it's very grueling, 5 laps on this one. Remember, one loop is 2 kilometers, so they have to make sure that they do all that so that they can actually be ranked. As we said, it's really taking toll on these athletes. The rapid changes in weather patterns here in Machakos. It was very chilly in the morning, but right now it's quite warm, though no sunshine as we are used to. We are on the foot of Iveti Hills that starts from Machakos town all the way to Katiani. On 23rd of August, we'll have the county championships, and 6th of August, we'll head to Nyandarua for the second leg of this cross-country series in Ol Kalau. On 27th of August, we'll have the regional or affiliate championships, and the national championships come. The trials for the World Cross Country Championships will be happening on October 25th at the Eldoret Sports Club. Those wondering why cross country, many athletes, as coach Julius Kirwa, Team Kenya coach, said, it ignites the athletes' season, helps the athletes sharpen their form for both national and international events. Remember, last year we were at 10, went to Machakos on November the 2nd, Ol Kalau December the 14th, January. It was all about the Matokeland in Kisii. Those are the winners of the 10-kilometer senior women's race. That is Rebecca Mwangi, who claimed a 3rd place and walks home with 15,000 Kenya shillings, courtesy of Betika. And Sandra Phyllis Chebet, who came in second. 40,000 Kenya shillings, courtesy of Betika, with the jukwaa la mabingwa. And their winner, Maureen Jepkoech Chebor, 50,000 Kenya shillings. She won it here on November 2nd last year and has done exactly that, reclaiming her title, and she will be walking home with 50,000 Kenya shillings as the winner. So Rebecca Mwangi, 20,000 Kenya shillings. Sorry, I said 15. Pardon me. With Santa Phyllis walking home with 40,000 shillings, and the winner Maureen Japor, 50,000 Kenya shillings. A photo session with the athletes, the podium finishers in the 10-kilometer senior women's race. Smiles for the cameras. Maureen Jepkoech, Rebecca Mwangi, and Sandra Phyllis Chebet, podium finishers in the 10-kilometer senior women's race. And we are just about to begin the 10-kilometer senior men's race, the last event of the day here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. Just a few minutes to the PM. And there we go. We're getting ready, push and shove. Let's push and shove, but then Anastasia Ndereba, sister to Catherine Ndereba, finishes the 10-kilometer women's race. Regardless of the position, she's done it. And right now, it's time for the men to run the track, run the field, and see who reigns supreme. Last year, it was Asbel Kiprop who won this series. Let's see who comes and claims victory in this one. So it is the 10-kilometer senior men's race that starts just about now. Over 100 athletes in this one. Those who collected the bibs were close to 194. It is the last event of the day, the 10-kilometer senior men's race. And it will be all about who actually sets the best foot forward, who actually has that endurance, and who places themselves in the best positions. This is the last event of the day, the 10-kilometer senior men's race. NYS, which has a huge representation, and George Manangoi, the former world junior champion in the 1500 meters. Actually, he is the current world under-20 champion in the 1500 meters. So still a single file here. George Manangoi, former world under 18 champion, is also in the lineup. Can see him trying to dictate the pace here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. See the single file here as the pace starts gathering. If you're joining us, this is the last event of the day, the 10-kilometer senior men's race. And it's all happening here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. The venue that brings together the elite. Daniel Wanjiru is also in the mix, former London Marathon champion. Is back after a layoff. Had a doping ban, and it's good to see him back. Let's hope that this kickstarts his season in the best possible way. George Manangoi in the mix, former 1,500 meter under 18 world champion. Daniel Wanjiru, former London Marathon champion, is back after a doping ban. It's good to see them back. So the snake-like image just shows you that the field is slowly taking shape. So still early days here, but this promises to be a very, very tactical race. As they say, still early days in this one, but then let's see who comes top in this one. No Asbel Kiprop today, so we expect a new winner in this 10-kilometer senior men's race. Geoffrey Kipngetich Mutai is also here as they complete that lap. Remember, one complete lap of this one is 2 kilometers. And the athletes know that they have to make sure that they stay in a very good position to see if they can actually get to the podium. 50 Kenya shillings up for grabs. So it's shaping up. Victor Kipruto occupying second place currently. Victor Kipruto from North Rift. So still a huge battle ahead. as they glide through the dust here in Machakos, taking that difficult area uphill on the course. Won bronze during the World Cross Country Championships in 2017. They were held in Uganda. Richard Kimunyan also won the under-18 gold medal in the 3,000 meters in Rabat, Morocco. So this is a very rich field of athletes, and we just hope that it lives up to the billing. Beautiful drone images there showing how well the course has been marked, and the athletes just, it wasn't like this in the morning, but right now you can feel that they've really made sure that they use this course well, if I might use those words. Victor Kimosop, the 10,000 meter specialist, is also in the mix, born on 2nd of March in 2003. He's also participated in the 5,000 meters with a personal best of 28 minutes 44.43 in the 10,000 meters and 13 minutes 59.26 in the 5,000 meter set on 26th of June 2025. Actually, just about 2 months ago, just 1 month ago, and posted a very good time in the 10,000 meters in May. As they are charging towards that bend, it's taking shape slowly by slowly, and the man in the lead currently is Silas Centura. Silas Centura knows exactly what to do in such circumstances, and is charged to, in that lap, he's done really well, finding out across the course. And Centura, as we know, likes to settle into the rhythm really well and staying with the leading pack. So he's the man currently leading the way here. And pushing the tempo early, that is Silas Centura. As the uphill sections and the bends taking toll on these athletes, as you can see. Right now the athletes are attacking the downhill stretch. And it's all about the footworks, because the bumps are there, everything is there, so it's all about how well you glide through that and threading through the bends in those tight areas. So the leading pack right now As you can see, it's really, really close, and Silas Centura knows that he has what it takes to win in this race, but he'll be facing stiff competition from the likes of Vincent Mosop, Richard Kimunyan. Just some of the athletes to watch out in this one, and expect tactical shifts as the race progresses into the latter stages.
Kenya cross country challenge itakuwa kule nationals, itakuwa trials ambazo national trials for world athletics itakuwa tarehe 25 mwezi wa 10. Basi tukirudi hapa uwanjani,
remember Olkalau will host the second leg of this series before ushering in the national championship later on in October. And the course looks really nicely as they glide through that uphill stretch, and the field is stretched as we speak. That long incline towards the uphill stretch is the area where everything starts taking shape. And you can clearly see from the images there is some daylight between the front and the rest. The charging pack trying so hard to catch up, but then the front pack is just charging uphill. And you look at how they're doing it in style. They're doing it in a way that it will be very difficult to catch up if you're not well prepared.
Asante sana basi mtangazaji mwenza, basi itakuwa mtego wa fadhila japo sitaweza kutambua uwepo wake Alex Mutiso. Alex Mutiso kumbuka ni bingwa wa
So if you're joining us, this is the last event of the day. Duncan Iwaweru, Silas Centura, they are leading the way. Also watch out for Richard Kimunyan,
ambao alikuwa anakimbia mbio za mita 200 na vile vile mbio za mita 800. Hao ndio maviji wetu tunaojivunia katika region hii.
And now
ama maeneo haya ya
we are heading towards that serious business part, with the athletes trying so hard to ensure that they stay in touch with the leading pack, which is still quite packed. And it will be very difficult for the chasers to catch up if they don't try up their pace currently. Gideon Rono assuming the lead for the first time. Vincent Kibet Langat assuming the lead. On the track, this is usually the 10,000 meters, but on this course, it is the 10-kilometer race. So, interesting times ahead. And be waiting to see what happens in the last stages of this. It is very, very, very close at the moment.
kilomita 10 kwa senior men ama wanaume, na ndio hawa wanaendelea kuzunguka duara wakitafutia
So Vincent Langat now falling into 4th place.
vile naona senior vice chairman wetu hapa bwana Mtui alikuwa hapa tangu asubuhi ya Mungu na baridi hii yote ili kuona kwamba mambo yanakwenda kama yalivyopangwa katika mbio hizi za nyika ambazo ni za kwanza kabisa hapa katika Machakos, na ni kalenda ya Athletics Kenya na vile vile wadhamini Betika kuona kwamba wanariadha hawa wanapata motisha ya kuweza kushiriki.
So it is still very close in the leading pack as they charge into that bend. The weather conditions, of course, better than it was in the morning. It's quite warm and the surface looking quite dusty as the leading pack settles into the rhythm, and the chasing pack trying so hard to keep up with the leading pack. The gap is slowly widening. The crowd also cheering the leading pack, and now it's getting thinner and thinner. It's now 5. So Vincent Langat still battling it out in that. Gideon Rono also ensuring that the pace is maintained as they take the downhill. Rono now stretching that lead to 5 meters. Centura in second place. And you can feel Rono is now surging and is fanning out. He's trying so hard to steer away from the rest. Also coming in the picture is Vincent Kimosop. Vincent Kimosop now in second place. Gideon Rono and Vincent Kimosop. Silas Centura falls into third place. And Vincent Langat now in fourth place. Things taking shape currently as we head toward the last stages of this one. The legs are screaming. It will be a very close one. 4 athletes, each one capable of taking this. It wasn't a white. It is not a whitewash as it was in the women's race. It is Vincent Langat, Vincent Kimosop, Gideon Rono. This is going to be very, very interesting. Kimosop now surging forward. He increases the pace. Centura trying to match up with the pace. He might even use his long stride to see if he can get in there.
Basi hapa bila shaka tuko naye Alex Mutiso, gwiji kimume mbabe wa mbio za marathon, hususan katika mji mkuu
Vincent Kimosop, Vincent Langat, Silas Centurion, Gideon Rono. This will be a close call.
yale mashindano ya Olimpiki. Je, uko vipi Alex?
A few meters remaining for in this race. A few meters remaining, and it is getting hotter. It is 4. Who's going to make it to the tape? Can feel the tired legs also coming in. For joining us, we are getting toward the end of business here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. This is the 10-kilometer senior men's race, which is the last event of the day. And it is Gideon Rono sprinting to victory. He will be crowned the new champion over the 10 kilometers in this first leg of the cross-country series. Gideon Rono outpaces all his challengers to win this race. So it is Gideon Rono who finishes first in this 10-kilometer senior men's race here at the Machakos Teachers Training College. So Gideon Rono, the new champion here in Machakos, is taken over from Asbel Kiprop and Francis Abong, and Victor Kipruto, who finished on the podium last year. So Gideon Rono is the new champion in the 10-kilometer senior men's race. So this is the last event of the day. Gideon Rono put in a very, very, very splendid performance to ensure that he finished on the podium in this one. The Iveti Hills yonder on your screens, providing a perfect weather for this first leg of the National Cross Country Series. And there is Gideon Rono, winner of the 10-kilometer senior men's race. Vincent Langat came in second. With Vincent with the Silas Centura coming in third. So Vincent Langat came in second, with Centura coming in third. So that's the lineup for the podium finishers. A race won by Gideon Rono. Did really, really well, and wrapping this in a very spectacular fashion. Silas Centura came in second place. But the 46th edition of the World Cross Country Championship will take place on January 10th in Tallahassee, Florida, at the Apalachee Regional Park. and it will be the first time the championship is being held in the United States of America since 1992. Remember, it was held in Boston, and it is now time for the interviews, and we know Charity is lining up a couple of questions to the winners. We'll start with Mr. Gideon Rono, the winner of the 10-kilometer senior men's race. Happy to see you, Gideon. And of course, Charity, take it away.
Well prepared. Yes.
Going forward, what will you be focusing on as we prepare for the World Cross Country Championship that will be held in Florida, USA?
Today and continue, I will prepare well to represent Kenya in World Cross.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm also joined by number 2, who is Vincent Lagat. Vincent, congratulations. Unafeel aje kuhusu kumaliza wa pili kwenye podium?
Nimefurahia kumaliza wa pili siku ya leo. Ni preparation kubwa sana kwa kuingia katika mbio ya World Cross Country next year.
Utafocus na nini sasa vile tunaendelea na hii series?
Sasa hii ni speed work, kitu ambayo nimeendelea kabisa. Ni speed work.
Okay. All the best and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. I'm also joined by the former champion for the Machakos series, who is Cyrus Centura. Cyrus won the last edition of Machakos and also E10, but now he's finished number 3. Unafeel aje kuhusu hiyo?
Na feel poa. Training imekuwa sawa. Ingawa leo hewa huko leo Machakos iko ngumu. Yeah.
Nini imefanya ikakuwa ngumu leo?
Maybe ni hali ya anga ndio imefanya ikuwe hivyo. Yeah.
Na sasa tunaelekea World Cross Country Championship. Utajitayarisha vipi?
Nitajitayarisha poa. Naenda sasa tuone na coach penye iko. Alafu tutakimbia poa. Yeah.
Okay. All the best and congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, those were our top finishers in the 10-kilometer men. We had Gideon Rono, Vincent Lagat, and Cyrus Centura relinquishing his title to Gideon Rono, who finished first. Over to you, Mlemi, as we come to conclude to the end of the event.
Thank you, Charity. Of course, athletes still competing in the 10-kilometer senior men's race, trying out and of course starting their season, and of course the beautiful weather in Machakos making it even better on this Saturday afternoon. It's been a very good day of athletics here at the Machakos Teachers Training College, the first leg of the Athletics Kenya Betika series, and the tactical analysis of it will come shortly with Charity, who will be wrapping it up. But the most interesting part, Maureen Jepkoech retaining the 10-kilometer senior women's race just at 21 years old. Charity, take it away.
Who have taken the top podium places here are the Machakos. This is our first series. Remember, they're down from 6 to 4, and we'll be doing quite a fast series. First of all, we started with Cynthia Chepkirui. She won. She had previously won Sirikwa Cross Country and Chepsaita, and now she has the Machakos title under her name. And then we had Joylin Chepkirui, who was the bronze medalist in Nigeria in the 3,000 meter flat, taking in the 6-kilometer women second position, and then Jane Wangari closed in for number 3. And then in the 8-kilometer loop for men, we had Festus Kaptum taking position 1, Ronald Kipko H finishing second, and then Kelvin Kiprop, who had won Sirikwa and Chepsaita, taking 3rd place. In the 2-kilometer loop, we had Karen Chepnyeno, Jacinta Abese, and Josephine Sembeu taking in the top 3 positions. In the 2-kilometer men, we had David Koech, Simon Kimtai, and Ezekiel Etaya. And for the women, we had Maureen Chebor defending her title. Sandra Fail is taking in second place, and Rebecca Mwangi taking in third place. And then in the 10-kilometer race, we had Gideon Rono and Vincent Lagat. And also an upset was Cyrus Centura, who had won Machakos and Iten, relinquishing his title. As we finish over, we will see you back in Kapsakoni on 6th of September. I've been your host. My name is Charity Wanja. See you until next time.
Atupige makofi kabisa Vincent Lang'at. Na mshindi bila shaka ni Gideon Rono. Gideon Rono ndiye mshindi wa shindano hili la kilomita 10 kitivu cha wanaume. Tumpige makofi tafadhali. Gideon Rono. Anaitwa Gidi, nakumbuka ni jirani yake Gideon Moi. Marafiki kabisa, hata Gideon kubwa angekuja lakini alikuwa na shughuli zingine. Asante sana. Haya wote sasa wote. Ningekuwa nimepewa hata mpaka na unaona nimepewa hadi kofia.
Watatoka ati. Mkani imesha haraka. Tuanze safari ya kurudi Elita. Lakini kutravel na sasa saa ngapi?
Lakini leo tuende tukule mahali tu vizuri.
Picha za mwisho.
Ninyi sijui mnaishi aje. Si mkitembea mnafaa kuna tu vizuri.
Asante sana. kuomba ni kwa sababu ya kupungukana. Asanteni sana, mbarikiwe sana wachezaji, muendelee kufanya mazoezi kwa sababu kuna series zingine 3 zile ziko mbele zetu kulitangaziwa, na Mungu awabariki nyote. Asante kwa Machakos Teachers Technical, wale wametusaidia na vitu hapa na pale. Pia hatutasahau kuwashukuru kwa sababu ya kazi nzuri ile wameweza kutufanyia. Asante kwa Betika sana na sana Betika. They have been a good sponsor. Wametusaidia na mambo mingi, wametusaidia na fedha, wametusaidia hata na vyombo, wametusaidia na vitu vile tunaonanga ya kwamba haziwezi patikana. Kwa hivyo pia Betika, Karo ukiwaona, Karen ukiwaona, waambie asante sana. Thank you so much. Be blessed all of you.
Basi naomba tuchukue nafasi hii ili tuende tukaombe. Kwa hivyo naomba wale wanaume ambao wamevalia kofia, tafadhali toe ndio tuombe. Mungu wa ajabu, tunakushukuru ni kwa maana unastahili. Asante kwa sababu ya hafla ambayo imepita mbele yetu. Nafasi ya first weekend meet ya cross country kwa Machakos na Southern ni baraka sana kwetu. Tunakushukuru Mungu, tunashukuru Executive Committee Athletics Kenya in the headquarters kwa sababu walichagua ili tuanze sisi. Ninakushukuru kwa sababu ya wanariadha wote ambao wameshindana hii leo. Naomba baraka zako zikawafuate waendapo nyumbani. Mungu wetu waendelee na kufanya bidii, na ndiposa at the end of the day mwezi wa 10 tutakapokuwa tukichagua timu ya Kenya kwenda Marekani, wakapata nafasi ya kuwakilisha Kenya katika timu hiyo ambayo itaenda Florida. Ni asante kwa sababu ya neema zako. Tembea nasi katika ile weekend nyingine ambayo itakuja, ama hata county cross country championships na regional cross country championships. Nenda ukawe nasi, tembea nasi Mungu wetu, na tutabariki jina lako katika jina la Yesu Kristo tunaomba na kushukuru. Amen. God bless you.